If I could get men over 50 to stop making these simple mistakes, there's no telling how much muscle they would be putting on. You know, most guys over 50 want to build muscle, but too many are making the same mistakes that keep them stuck. And the worst part, these mistakes don't just slow your progress. They can wreck your joints, drain your energy, and keep you spinning your wheels for months or even years. One of the biggest mistakes I see men over 50 make is they work out too often. Somewhere along the way, we got the idea that more is better. But the truth is, after 50, your muscles, your joints, and your nervous system, especially your nervous system, need more time to recover than they did when you were 20 or 30. If you're hitting the gym 5, 6, even 7 days a week, you're not giving your body a chance to repair and grow. And that's when plateaus hit, strength regresses, and injuries pile up. But there is a fix. Train smarter, not longer. 3 to 4 focused sessions per week is all you need. I'm talking sessions where you hit your sets with intensity, use proper form, and you recover well. This will give you far better results than grinding it out daily. You can still be active on your off days with, say, walking or cycling, but limit your time on the weights. How many days a week do you currently lift weights? I want to know, so just tell me in the comments below, and I do read every comment. Even if you're not overtraining in the gym, too many guys completely ignore recovery. You might be lifting, but then you're staying up until midnight scrolling on your phone, you're skipping your water, and you're running on caffeine the next morning. And that's a recipe for stalled growth. Muscles grow outside the gym, when you rest, when you sleep, when you fuel the muscles. Without recovery, your body never gets the signal to adapt and build. Here's what you need: 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night. I know that's easier said than done. One thing I've learned is if you can cut off all of your fluids by 6 p.m., then you're going to be in a much better situation at nighttime. At least 1 day of rest between intense sessions is also important. And light activity on days like walking, stretching, mobility drills to keep blood flowing and joints healthy. Recovery isn't optional at our age. It's the multiplier that makes your training actually work. Nutrition is the other side of recovery. And one of the most common mistakes I see is guys not getting enough protein. If you're eating like you did in your 30s, you're probably falling short. Protein is the building block of your muscle, and after 50, your body doesn't use it as efficiently as it used to. That means you need to be even more intentional about getting your protein. As we've all heard, a good rule of thumb is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 160 to 200 grams of protein per day. That might sound like a lot, but spread over 3 or 4 meals and a shake or two, it's very doable. And I'll let you in on a little secret that allows me to always hit my protein numbers. And that's pasteurized liquid egg whites in the carton. I put this in my shakes and with my whole eggs for breakfast. If you're not consistently hitting your protein target, your body is not going to have the raw materials it needs to build new muscle, no matter how hard you train. And this leads me to my next point. As much as protein gets all of the attention, here's another mistake we're making: not eating enough carbs, especially around our workouts. A lot of men over 50 jump on low carb or keto because they hear it burns fat. But when your goal is building muscle, carbs are your friend. Carbs are your body's main source of energy for training. And without the carbs, you're going to feel weaker, your endurance is going to drop, and your recovery suffers. Think of carbs as the fuel that drives your workout. The fix is pretty simple. Time your carbs. Have a serving of quality carbs before training, like oats, rice, or a banana. Then refuel after with another carb source alongside your protein to help shuttle nutrients into your muscles. I know Jay Cutler has often said he likes to eat carbs before he lifts and within an hour after lifting. He believes timing your meals and specifically timing your carbs is crucial for maximum muscle growth. Balanced carbs around training can be the difference between dragging through a session and powering through that same session with lots of strength. Another huge mistake I see is picking the wrong exercises. Now, at 20, you can bench heavy with sloppy form and walk away just fine. But you do that at 50, and that same move will leave you with shoulder pain for months. Barbell bench presses, behind the neck presses, heavy barbell rows. These are classic lifts, but they're not always joint friendly for older lifters. And joint pain is a fast track to quitting altogether. I've seen guys who can't build up the chest because their shoulder pain is limiting their intensity on chest day. Instead of exercises that are hurting you, swap in exercises that target the same muscles without the wear and tear. Incline presses with dumbbells, lat pull downs with a neutral or reverse grip, cable flies instead of heavy barbell presses. You'll build size and strength without beating up your shoulders, your elbows, and your lower back. And one other thing on exercises. You don't have to go around the gym and do every exercise that has ever been created for a muscle group. Find yourself 3 to 4 exercises depending on the muscle and work on mastering those exercises and getting the form perfected in such a way to get maximum muscle stimulation. This one might surprise you. Not writing things down. Too many guys just walk into the gym, do what feels right, and leave. The problem, if you're not tracking, how can you actually progress? Muscle growth comes from progressive overload, slowly adding weight, reps, or intensity over time. But if you don't know what you lifted last week, how do you know if you're actually improving? And if you're saying to yourself, I'll remember, I don't need to write it down, I promise you, you will not remember the weight and reps that you did in your last workout. But the fix is simple. Keep a workout log. It can be a notebook, it can be your phone, it can be a piece of paper, whatever. But write down your exercises, write down your sets, your reps, and your weight. Then challenge yourself to beat last week's numbers. You can try to beat the numbers by adding one more rep. You can increase the weight slightly or improve your form in some way. Over the weeks and months, those small improvements stack into major gains. Tracking keeps you honest and it guarantees that you're moving forward. And that's how you stimulate and grow new muscle. And finally, one of the most overlooked mistakes, not drinking enough water. Most men focus on protein, protein, protein. But the truth is your muscles are made up of primarily water, not protein. If you're dehydrated, your muscles literally shrink in volume, your strength suffers, and your recovery slows down. Water transports nutrients, helps remove waste, keeps your joints lubricated, and drives muscle contractions. Even being a little dehydrated, say 2 to 3%, can lead to a noticeable drop in performance and muscle fullness. If you're working out hard but struggling to get a good pump, check your hydration. The fix is very simple. You must make hydration a daily priority. A good target is half your body weight in ounces of water every day. If you're 200 pounds, that's about 100 ounces of water. Spread it out and don't wait until you're thirsty. By then, you're already behind. Proper hydration might be the missing piece that finally gets your strength and muscle growth moving again. For you guys who are using creatine daily, you need to take in even more water, so be mindful of that. So these are the biggest mistakes I see men over 50 make when trying to build muscle. If you avoid these, train smart, fuel your body right, stay hydrated, and recover properly, you'll not only add muscle, you'll keep doing it safely for decades to come.